Hello guys, my name is Prince and this is Math Center. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. Post your comments and questions on my social media handles and I'll respond to it. We are still on the topic change of subjects. In the previous video, we solved an example on changing the subject of equations that involve squares or square root terms. In this video, we are going to take a question on changing the subject of equations that involves higher powers or roots. So let's look at it. Change equations involving higher powers or roots, and that is the fourth type. That is the last type of equations we will be considering. Now, what do we mean by higher powers or roots? In the previous equations, you saw that we were considering square roots and squares. But in these types of examples, for example, if you take the first one, it contains a fourth root. So you will be considering third roots, fifth roots, fourth roots, and the above. So the roots that you'll be considering will be more than what we were considering in the previous example. In the previous example, we were considering just the square root. Here we're considering third root, fourth root, fifth root, and above. In the same way, in the previous examples, we were considering squared terms. Here we will be considering cube terms or terms raised to the power 3, cubic terms. We will be considering terms raised to the power 4, terms raised to the power 5, and above. So that is what we mean by higher roots or higher powers. So we have 3 questions here, and we will solve them one after the other. We will solve the first one in this video, then we will solve the others in the subsequent videos. So let's look at our question for this video. Make x the subject in y is equal to a over x minus b all raised to the power 1 over 4. So this is our question. Y is equal to a over x minus b all raised to the power 1 over 4. We know from indices that this is the same as y is equal to the fourth root of a over x minus b. So this question here can also be written as this: y is equal to the fourth root of a over x minus b. So in the previous examples, we are considering square roots. Here we're considering third roots and fourth roots and fifth root and so on and so forth. That's what we mean by higher roots. Okay, so how do we solve this question? Y is equal to a over x minus b square root of raised to the power 1 over 4, or fourth root of a minus x over b. The first thing we need to do is that we have to make sure that we get rid of the roots. So we have to make sure that we get rid of this fourth root, this 1 over 4, we get rid of it. And how do we do that? Because it is fourth root, you are going to multiply the 1 over 4 by 4. So if it were to be fifth root or 1 over 5, you multiply it by 5. If it were to be the sixth root or 1 over 6, you multiply it by 6. So I hope you get the trick now. Because this is fourth root, you are going to multiply it by 1 over 4. Once again, I will say that if the question gives it to you like this, you have to write it in this way in order to make the solution simpler for you. So if it was given to us as y is equal to the fourth root of a minus x minus b, it is always simpler to write it like this. Here it was given to us this way, so you go straight ahead and solve it. Okay, so as I said, because we have fourth root or 1 over 4, you have to multiply it by 4. So you multiply 1 over 4 by 4. When you do that, you see that the 4 will cancel 4 to give us 1. So you've gotten rid of the fourth root. But don't forget that what you do to the left hand side, you do the same thing to the right hand side. Now this 1 over 4 is raised to the power and we multiply it by 4. That means is that you have to raise what is on the other side also to the power 4. Here the other side is the left hand side. So because you are multiplying this by 1 over 4 and this 1 over 4 is raised to the power, you have to raise what is on the left hand side to the power 4. What is on the left hand side is y, so you raise y to the power 4. So y raised to the power 4. Now as soon as we do this, you can see that 4 will cancel 4. So what is on top here now, the whole thing here now becomes 1. Anything raised to the power 1 is the same thing. So we are going to have y is equal to a over x minus b raised to the power 1, which is the same as a over x minus b. So this is going to give us y is equal to a over x minus b. So we've gotten rid of the root or the fourth root. Now let's go ahead and make x the subject. We want to make x the subject, but we have a fraction here. What do we do when we have fractions? The first thing you need to do is to identify the fraction, which in this case is a over x. Find the denominator, the denominators, and the LCM of the denominators. The only denominator we have here is x. So after you've done that, you identify the terms and you multiply each term by the LCM. The terms here are y exponent 4 is then a over x and b. So you multiply each term by the LCM. So you multiply what is on the left hand side, which is y exponent 4 by x, which is the LCM, then equal to a over x by x, which is the LCM. Then you would go to the last term, which is b, you multiply by x, which is the LCM. When you do that, you can see that x will cancel x, so we have 1 here. So the fraction is also gone. We've cleared the fraction. So x times y exponent 4 will give us x y exponent 4. We've cancelled this one, so we have 1 times a will give us a, x times b will give us xb. Don't forget the minus sign, so minus xb. We want to make x the subject. That is what we are interested in. So what do? We make sure that all the terms containing x are on one side of the equation. So I'll bring minus xb from this right hand side to the left hand side, and that will give us xy exponent 4 plus xb is equal to a. I want to make x the subject, so I'll factorize x out. If I factorize x out, I'll get x into bracket y exponent 4 plus b is equal to a. I know you are now conversant with why we are putting y exponent 4 and b in a bracket. So x into bracket y exponent 4 plus b is equal to a. What do we do from here? We divide both sides by what is attached to x, the variable we want to make the subject. What is attached to x is y exponent 4 plus b. So we divide the left hand side by y exponent 4 plus b. We divide the right hand side by y exponent 4 plus b. And you can see that y exponent 4 plus b will cancel y exponent 4 plus b. So our x is equal to a over y exponent 4 plus b. So we have been able to make x the subject of the equation, and x is equal to a over y exponent 4 plus b. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button below. In the next video, we are going to solve another example on changing the subject of equations that involves higher roots or higher powers. Bye-bye.